Week 7 of the NFL season sim is in the books, and boy, did we have a crazy week. So let's break down these insane games from Week 7. Starting on Thursday, the Cowboys and the Lions. The Lions scored a last-second touchdown to have a shot to tie the game. They went for the two-point conversion, and they did not get it. So they lose to the Cowboys. Prescott, 232 touchdowns. Jared Goff, 283 and a touchdown. He's the leader in the MVP race right now, as crazy as that sounds. Amon-Ra St. Brown had that touchdown to, of course, give the Lions a chance to tie the game, failed on the two-point conversion. The Bengals absolutely put a whooping on the Panthers and win 38-14. They had almost 600 yards of offense. Joe Burrow threw for nearly 404 touchdowns. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins have an absolutely big-time performances. The Panthers are the only winless team in the NFL at the moment. Bryce Young, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Surprisingly, his best game in the NFL. The Buccaneers beat the Saints 37-21. A good game for Tampa Bay to improve to 5-2, and they lead the NFC South. Mayfield, another huge game, 281, 3 touchdowns. Mike Evans, another great game. He's the Offensive Player of the Year favorite right now. Carr, 255, 3 touchdowns and an interception late, which cost them a chance to win. But Tampa Bay, 5-2 on top of the NFC South. Game of the Year contender, the Titans knock off the Texans 32-29. These two have had some great games in the past. Another good one right here. Ryan Tannehill, 297. Derrick Henry had 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 passing. He had a huge day for the Titans. So did C.J. Stroud for the Texans. Nico Collins, clearly the number 1 man in Houston with a good day. Dameon Pierce as well. Titans improved to 3-4. The Bills handled the Jets. Of course, they've been trying to find themselves offensively with no Stephon Diggs. They had no problem here today against the Jets. 229, 2 touchdowns for Josh Allen. Zach Wilson struggled with 2 interceptions, one being a pick 6 for Matt Milano. The Jets fall to 2-5. Buffalo is 6-1, tied for the division lead with the Dolphins, who they play on Thursday. So the winner of that game will be the leader in the AFC East. The Commanders knock off the Giants in the Meadowlands to win 27-23. A close game there between these two teams. Sam Howell's been impressing. 284 and 3 touchdowns, looking very well in this game. Daniel Jones, 202 had a touchdown. Saquon Barkley with a huge day. He had a 40-yard rushing touchdown in this game. Commanders improved to 2-5. Giants slip to 2-5. Both these teams bottom of a tough NFC East. A crazy game in Atlanta. This is another candidate for Game of the Year. The Patriots win 35-27 and beat the Falcons. Mac Jones threw for 346, a career high, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Desmond Ridder, an interception with 10 seconds to go, cost the Falcons a chance to come back, but 21 fourth-quarter points by the New England Patriots to come back and win this game. Absolute insanity happened in Atlanta. The Steelers beat the Browns 21-10, a big win for Pittsburgh as they improved to 5-2 as they're doing really well with Kenny Pickett as their starter. Pickett, 231, 2 touchdowns. The offense is starting to look way better for Pittsburgh. Same for Cleveland, but Deshaun Watson, though, had an interception and just 174 yards passing. They're really relying on the run there. Nick Chubb had a rushing touchdown in this game. For Pittsburgh, Jaylen Warren had a rushing touchdown for the Steelers. The Dolphins handled the Bears 39-24, improving 6-1 and stay on top of the AFC East. And as mentioned earlier, they play Buffalo on Thursday. That is for the division lead. That's a big-time game. Tyreek Hill had 6 receptions, 118 yards for Miami. A big-time game for him. Justin Fields had a rushing touchdown, as well as a deep passing touchdown to Darnell Mooney. The Bears fall to 1-6. Dolphins are 6-1. Upset in Arizona. There are no more undefeated teams in the NFL. The Cardinals beat the 49ers 18-16. Sam Darnold only threw for 193, had an interception on the final drive to end the game. His only touchdown came to George Kittle. Kyler Murray with 224. The Cardinals' only touchdown was with James Conner. They got a late safety, which helped steal the game. And the Cardinals get their first win of the year. They're now 1-5. Jacksonville holds off a late comeback from the Colts to win 28-20. A good game for Jacksonville, who now has control of the AFC South at 4-3. Lawrence, 294 and 2 touchdowns. Etienne had 2 touchdowns in this game, and also a monster game for Calvin Ridley, 134 and a touchdown. Anthony Richardson, not great, but he gave the Colts a chance. They slipped to 2-4, and all of a sudden need to start winning some football games if they want to be contenders. America's Game of the Week, a battle of the birds, sees the Eagles winning 23-13 and beating the Seahawks. After that dominant performance against the Rams, they struggled in the second half. They only scored 7 second-half points. The Eagles are more of a first-half team. They've got to figure out what to do in the second half, or else they will start losing football games. But Jalen Hurts looks strong as always. The Seahawks have dropped to 3-4. They've lost 3 in a row. They play the Texans next week. That's not going to be an easy matchup. They've got to get back on the right track. Sunday Night Football in Allegiant Stadium, the Chiefs win 31-12 against the Vegas Raiders. Patrick Mahomes, 248 and 3 touchdowns. He's back in his prime form after missing 2 weeks with an ankle injury. Josh Jacobs had the only touchdown for the Raiders. Jimmy Garoppolo, rumors that he's going to get benched if the performance doesn't look forward in Vegas. And they're 1-5. They currently have the second overall pick. An upset on Monday night, the Broncos beat the Ravens 19-13. They beat the Bengals in London and then beat the Ravens on a Monday. How about Denver with Sean Payton at 3-4 and contenders for a playoff spot? Russell Wilson playing great. The Broncos defense shut down the Ravens, who fall to 5-2 and are tied for the division lead with the Steelers. And Baltimore going on a bye week. They look to recover going into week 9. 4 teams on a bye, including both the Los Angeles teams and then the Vikings and the Packers, all having a bye in week number 7. As here are the standings for the AFC. Reminder, Super Bowl sweepstakes in the description below. Make sure to fill that document out to be a part of the Super Bowl 8 experience. The Chiefs and Dolphins lead the AFC at 6-1. Baltimore and Jacksonville, the division leaders, with Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and the Patriots rounding out the AFC playoffs, with the Bengals, Titans, Broncos, and Texans all within striking distance at a game behind. The AFC is going to be a tight race. In the NFC, 3-way tie for the top. Dallas, with their win on Thursday, has the tiebreaker over the Lions at 6-1. 49ers also at 6-1. Bucks and Eagles at 5-2. Packers at 4-2. Rams at 3-3 with the Vikings, Seahawks, Saints all right there in striking distance. Don't count out teams on the rise, such as the Commanders and the Cardinals. This is ASC, signing off.